All right, this lesson is on credit cards. It's a nice short lesson, not a lot of math terms, not a lot of math calculations, but a very important piece. Everybody's going to run into this at some point in their lives where you're going to be using credit cards for some sort of purchases, whether it's for emergencies or not. And I want to go over some key definitions and just take a look at a statement account and then let you go on your way. So if you take a look here, there are three types of cards, most common that people use. One is called a revolving charge account. This is your typical credit card. You take the money, you borrow it, you pay it back over time with a monthly fee or a monthly statement. This is one of the more common accounts. You also have a thing called a charge card. A charge card is something that a lot of businesses will use where they'll give a charge card to an employee, and that employee is allowed to use a certain amount of money within that month, and it needs to be paid back at the end of the month. Otherwise, you do not get a new balance, and the card won't work. Where a revolving charge account will work under really any circumstance as long as you don't go over your limit. A charge card is something that you have to pay off that monthly balance. Otherwise, you will go, it'll be locked and you won't be able to use that card at the end of the month. A debit card is a third type of card, and this one just comes right from your bank account. So you're not borrowing money, you're not charging interest unless you have some weird thing going on with your bank, but this is just coming directly out of your account from your bank. You're not taking any interest, you're not taking a loan, it's just coming right out of your bank, but it can be used just like a credit card. APR is something you definitely want to pay attention to when you get a credit card. This is your annual percentage rate, yearly percentage rate. It's how much interest you are going to pay on a credit card yearly. A typical interest rate or APR is around 21%, give or take. So it's a lot. And really what that's saying is, if you think about just some simple ideas here, if you have $100 that you spend, at the end of the year, if you pay it off throughout the year, you'll pay about 21% interest through the year, $121 for that $100 purchase. Doesn't seem like a lot, but if you wait 4 or 5 years to pay it off, that can really add up over time. So you really want to keep that APR low by having good credit and paying things off. A monthly APR, I didn't put anything here as far as notes, but that's just your APR divided by 12. It's how much you're going to get charged monthly for your account balance. And that's charged by what they call the average daily balance. So it's how much money you have on average throughout the month. So let's say you have $1,000 that month, and your APR, when you divide it by 12, let's say you have let's just say you have 2%. They will charge you an extra $20 for that month for interest, because that was your average daily balance that month. It doesn't mean you have $1,000 on your credit card. It just means throughout the month, on average, you had $1,000 on your credit card. The best way to look at this is just a sample statement. So if you look on your next page, here's a simple credit card statement with a whole bunch of information on it. Don't get overwhelmed. It's pretty self-explanatory if you look at all this information on here. So take a moment and try to just look through it, and then see if you can find the answers below before you jump in and just copy the answers that I have down. So take a minute, pause the video, fill in the answers. Hopefully you've had some time to work on that. If you take a look, I'm going to unhide this. And how much did she pay last month? It shows it right here. This is your payments section right there. That's how much she paid. What is the minimum amount due? Scheduled minimum amount due. You can see that right there. Sometimes you have to dig for these things. Sometimes they're a little easier. You also see scheduled minimum amount due up there, as well as the due date up there. You can also see payments up here. So there's a lot of ways to find these answers. It's not just in one area. How much did she charge to her card last month? You look back up here. It says charges right here. This is how much she was charged. And that's how much she spent last month on charges. What is her APR? This is her APR. Now, one of the things you'll notice is there's two different APRs, a purchase and a cash advance. And I actually put that as the last question. The reason why is purchases will generally have a lower APR than cash advances. I couldn't give you a really good reason for why that is, but basically, if I can give you any advice, don't take out a cash advance in your credit card. Just swipe the purchase. Don't take out the cash. And if you don't have the cash, wait a couple days, wait till you get paid, and then go for it then. So hopefully this helps. It's a pretty easy day. It's a pretty easy section, pretty quick section. So get working, go ahead, and good luck.